How many of you here listening can honestly say that you have made some significant investments in your business? And have you found yourself with those investments maybe feeling like you're still plateaued and not seeing the results that you ultimately desire? Listen, if that's you, today's podcast is going to be a blessing as I share the 5 things that I wish that my mentors would have taught me or would have given me exposure to. That goes from anywhere mentors, coaches, and everything in between. I mean, I've spent money on courses, consulting, coaches, mentorship, all the things. And I will tell you that not always did the output, what went out financially, equaled the input, what I was able to bring back to my business and produce a fruit. And I know a lot of the coaches in our day and time like to use the manipulation strategies, like it's your fault, like the program works if you work it. Y'all, I will tell you, I am a student that is your best student. You give me an assignment and I'm on it. Those are not always the truth. And so yes, that's partially true. They have a system. If you work it, it works. However, there's some things that if done correctly, it will actually help you to not only grow your business, but to scale into your next level. So get ready to take some good notes as we dig in to figuring out and just having that conversation of the 5 things that I wish my mentors and coaches would have told me, and how my experience can help you to create leverage into your next level of business growth.
What's up, leader? Welcome to the Gifted Entrepreneur Show, the dopest podcast on the planet that explores the world of Christian entrepreneurship and reveals secrets to unlocking your unique codes to create generational wealth. I'm your host, LaDondra Hervey, wife, mom, award-winning author, and Christian business coach who's excited to take you on a transformational journey of taking bold steps to unlock your unique gifts and pursue your entrepreneurial dreams with unwavering faith. Buckle up. It's time to make your dreams of creating generational wealth a reality.
Okay, you guys, first and foremost, what's up? Welcome to 2024. Oh my gosh, we are here. We are here. Can you believe it? It is 2024. I know that many of you may have had a difficult year. I've heard from several entrepreneurs who was just waiting for the clock to almost kind of reset to 2024. And you guys, we are here. And I have mentioned this before, but according to the Hebrew New Year, this is the year of open doors. And so I am really just praying that you guys can really experience that year of open doors. Like, this is literally your year of open doors, and that you can truly step into another level of God's favor, and the doors that you've been knocking on persistently and waiting for them to be opened. I just pray that those doors, just God will blow your mind exceedingly and abundantly above all you can think or imagine. And behind those doors is just miracles upon miracles upon miracles, and that there's recompense for every year that you have struggled, for every year that you've been under stress and pressure. And maybe there's been some things that you felt like that was lost physically, or stolen your joy, or that you just felt just the weight and the heaviness. I am praying that there is recompense for that, and that there's a refreshing and there's a renewal, and that you have everything that you need to succeed in this year and beyond, you guys. So I want to thank you guys for hanging around with us and sticking with us over these last few months as we have produced the podcast in its current phase. And you guys, this has just been an amazing thing as we have, really tapped into unlocking the codes to creating that generational wealth. You know that this is my heart, this is my passion. And for those of you who are newer here, I just kind of want to reiterate, like, that is what this show is about. We literally want to help you to unlock the codes to create generational wealth using your God-given gifts. And there's two levels and stages that we can help you at. If you're trying to get to that first six figures and you're really trying to get that foundation set, and you're either at that first six figures and but below 500,000 in revenue, then we have a signature process with the codes that we can walk you through and mapping out your offer, really understand it, which is all about tapping into that creativity and learning how to monetize it. The O is really understanding how to tap into those operations so that you can get the right systems in place to operate your business efficiently. And the D is about stepping into that brand dominion and creating that next level of influence according to your divine gifts, just as Esther did. She stepped up into her queenly position and she reigned from her authority that God had already given her. The E is about expansion. You create expansion by focusing on our highest profitability activities that's going to move the needle in our business. And then you guys, the S, oh my gosh, we're really going to be amplifying our message on the S and really helping you guys to scale your business. And scaling is about, if you guys haven't listened to episode 49, go back and listen to that, because I talked a lot about the scale and what that means. And really, essentially, to scale is to have a system. And so, most times entrepreneurs, that we think, oh, it's about doing more, but really it's about creating a system that's going to make you have leverage in your business. And so, you guys, if you are at either stage, if you're in that first stage, then I want to encourage you to make our next level mastermind part of your wealth strategy and getting into that next level in 2024. Don't repeat the same cycle over and over. Get a plan, get a team behind you that have walked the walk, is talking their talk, who is genuine and will lock arms with you and go hand in hand to really help you to step into your next level of profitability. If you're at that 500 to $3 million mark, then we're going to go deep with you on the scale part of the codes to help you to leap into your next level of revenue. But then not only just that next level of revenue, but then help you to focus on bottom line profits. And we're going to do that by helping you to create a system without you having to invest more money into doing more things. We're going to have to help you to create assets that's going to propel your business into those next level with an infrastructure of things that you're already doing great. And I know that is contrary to what a lot of other consultants are teaching, but that's what makes us different, because we're not going to go tell you need to go invest more in ads, y'all. And this is why this episode is going to be so important today, because literally I've been in a situation like that. Like, I invested 5 figures into a coach, and then only to get behind the scenes and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to increase visibility and revenue. And they're like, well, one of the things we did is to run ads. My goodness, I already knew that. Like, I already knew that that's what everybody else is doing. So if that was the case, then I should have just put the money in to invest 5 figures in doing ads, and maybe I would have been where they are. Maybe, I don't know, but I probably would have had a better chance at it. But the thing about us is that we're not going to do that to you. We're not going to get you behind the scenes and take your money and be like, hey, here's all the ways that you need to invest more money. What we're going to teach you how to do is we're going to essentially be your growth partner, and we're going to partner with you on how to strategically increase your bottom line without having to put more money out. Essentially, we're going to teach you how to find the hidden money in your business through opportunities that you may have not been maximizing to their fullest. Again, by putting the right assets in place, then it's going to create leverage and systems that's going to help you to scale without doing more. So if that's you, and you're in between that 500,000 and $1 million mark, well, $3 million mark, then go ahead and apply for the complementary growth strategy call. We are super excited about that, and we have a lot to offer in that. So we would love to walk with you, and we normally do them in 90-day sprints. So literally in 90 days you're going to start to see some incredible results, I'm telling you now. So those are those things. I just wanted to start this episode by making those invitations to you, because one thing about me is that, and that's why I'm doing this particular episode, is because one thing I wish that I had in the beginning of my journey is some solid coaching slash consulting. And I'm gonna, in the next episode, I'm gonna share the difference between the two. But I really wish I had, because I think there's a place for coaching, and then there's a place for consulting, and then there's also a place for mentoring. And so what I wish I would have had is I would have had some solid coaching, consulting, mentorship that was not based on doing a bunch of things, but really doing things in the right order that's going to yield a predictable outcome. I want y'all to write that down. How do I do things in the right order? Do the right things in the right order that's going to yield a predictable outcome. And so, when many times that when I was in a lot of the coaching programs, and which most of them were coaching programs, it was more about skill building and just different things like that, and I'm there to try to get a predictable outcome to increase my revenue, and that wasn't necessarily the case in the bottom lines of what I would get. I thought that was going to be the case, but it wasn't. And so that's why today, the 5 things, I want to talk to you about the 5 things that I wish that my coaches and mentors would have shared with me that would have really helped me to build a highly profitable business quicker without all the stress. You guys, I can tell you that through these years have been like, I'm in April, I will be hitting my 9th years, and I've gone through some pretty stressful years and doing all the things. There's pretty much nothing that I have not done. As far as everything that they teach you to do to grow your business. Not only have I invested at the highest levels, I've consistently, not just sometime, consistently gotten a one-on-one touch with multi-million-dollar coaches, and been in high-level peer groups, and been behind the scenes with high level coaching and courses and just different things like that. And I will tell you guys, if I'm being honest, I still had to figure out a lot of it on my own. There was no magic solution that I thought, and I was sold on a lot of things, but didn't really get those predictable outcomes that I was there for. So the goal today is for me to really share some of the things, like I said, that it really is going to have you to have low stress but high profits. This is not, the things that I'm going to share with you today is not about you going and launching more. It's not about you going out and doing some big strategy there, or tripwire, or anything like that. But it's really going to be things that's low stress and high profits. So here's the key. As you're listening to me, it's going to be easy to be like, oh, okay, I've heard that. But as you're going through this, I want to challenge you to come with this with a empty cup. and not come with pre-filled presumptions about what you're hearing right now in this context, that and grouping it and coupling it with something else that you've heard and thinking that it's the same thing. Because essentially what I'm telling you, these are going to be simplified methods that, again, keywords, low stress and high profits, but they are simplified methods that actually yield a predictable result if done well. And when you're partnering with the right organizations that's going to help you to really move the needle, then that only is going to put gasoline on this. Yes, you can do all of these things that I'm going to be suggesting to you today by yourself, but I will tell you, there's nothing like partnering with the right organization that has the keys to really walk this thing out you in a collaborative standpoint, from a thought leadership standpoint. It's not about teaching you more things, but helping you to be effective with the things that you already hold in your hand, and how to create a multiplication effect in your business as such. And so here are the 5 things. I'm just going to lay these out, you guys. And if you need more help on these and you want us to walk with you to really figure that out, I'm going to challenge you, especially if you're in that 500,000 to $3 million mark. I keep wanting to say 1 million. If you, hey, 1 million, let's do it. But if you're in that 3 million, 500K to 3 million mark, then schedule a complimentary call with us, and let's talk about ways that we can really help you and make this personal for you, okay? Because each thing that I'm going to tell you, we can truly personalize these for you, okay? So the very first thing, are you ready to take notes? Get ready. You ready? Don't take notes if you're driving now. Come on. Well, I need you to make it all the way through, not just but through 2024 and to 2025 and beyond. So just go back and listen to the replay. Just digest it right now if you're driving. I'm pretty sure you're going to need to go back and kind of take in some of these anyway. You may hear me tearing some pages because I am going to be going for my notes, because I want to make sure you get the good stuff, okay? So the very first thing that I wish my coaches would have told me, the very first thing that I wish they would have told me that would have been a low stress activity that yielded high profits, is to look for my best profit opportunities. Man, I know that sounds so easy. I know that sounds simple. But let me tell you, as simple as it is, it's not as simple. Because many of us feel like, okay, we need to do all the things. You may be like me. You got to do all the things, because I heard that, in order for you to be effective as a coach, a thought leader, you gotta write a book. And not only that, the book got to be award winning or a bestseller. It's got to be one of those things. And then once you write that book, then you're going to need to also make sure that you got a program for it, okay? And then not only do you have a program for it, which all look great, and I love the book that I have, Powerful Beyond Belief. You guys, if you haven't got it, please go to Amazon and grab you a copy of Powerful Beyond Belief, because after you read it, you will be reminded that you truly are powerful beyond belief, with the 3-part framework that I walk you through. So I thought, so I was like, okay, if once I write the book and then do a course, and then, what about if we do a membership? Well, did that too. Okay, well, what about a group program? Okay, how about one-on-one? Oh, well, what about if we did a conference, or we did retreats, and we've done so many things to try to drive traffics and looking for our best profit opportunity, that many times, and many of you have found yourself here, you've done all the things. I want you to be honest with yourself, and you kind of check in and say, you know what, like that, I can honestly say that, yes, I've been here, right? So here's the key. That's okay when you're in the beginning stages, is to test some things to see what's going to work and what are your best opportunities. However, after you tested some things, after at least your first year to 1 to 2 years, then you need to kind of scale back. I know I just said scale back, not scale forward. I did say that. Everybody else tell you to run. I would suggest scale back and look at it and say, what is my deliverable? What is the deliverable that is the high net profit? It's energizing to me. It's easy to sell. It's easy to deliver, and it's sustainable. Literally, you want to pull back and ask yourself that question. Like, out of all the things that I've done, which have been many things, what is the deliverable? What is a program? So we can call it a deliverable, can be considered your program. That is it is high net profit, it's energizing, easy to sell, easy to deliver, and sustainable. If you guys want our free download and how to do that, like to kind of look at that and analyze that, just send me a DM on Instagram at LaDondra Hervey, and just say best profits worksheet, and I got your back. I will send that to you. As of this recording, I don't have it, and so, but I might have it when, who knows. But to be on the safe side, go ahead and send that DM. If you are a Facebooker, then you can go at the LaDondra Hervey, and you will find me there, and just say the best profit worksheets, and I will send you that for free. Okay, so here's the thing. You want to figure out what that is based on what I just said. That is the very first opportunity there. And so, because when you find your best profits, that should become your only and sole focus. Because what a lot of times what we want to do is we're ping ponging. And as one of my coaches, she says, is that you have a shotgun mentality instead of a rifle focus. When you're ping ponging, it's like a shotgun, where when you shoot it, like, the pellets go everywhere, the bullets go everywhere. But when it's a rifle, that thing is focused on it. The bullet is going to go exactly where you point that target. That is what you want to do in your business. And so then at that point, then at least at this point, once you figure out what is your best profits, then you want to ask the questions then. So, well, what do I sell, or who do I sell to? Well, because you've just figured out what do I sell. Now you want to figure out number two. Here's the second thing that I wish my coaches would have told me is who is my best buyer. Now, I know that we go through a lot of niche activities and all of these things, and maybe in the beginning you really don't know what that niche is, but after you've gotten, like I say, 1 to 2 years in, you should have a pretty good feel of who your audience is. You should know some of the things that they are really trying to escape from. What is the pain that they're trying to escape from? What are the frustrations that are keeping them up at night? What is enraging them? What is making them feel uneasy, and the tension in their chest and pressure from day to day? What are the things that are happening to them? And then what are they trying to, so this is where are they trying to escape to, and then where are they trying to arrive at? So perhaps they're trying to arrive at a point to where maybe they've been putting out a lot of money, and maybe they have made some growth in their business, but now they've been plateaued for the last 2 to 3 years and not able to scale into their next level of whether it's multi 6 figures or 7 figures. And they're like, all I'm doing is in a cycle of just spending money, but I'm not seeing a high net return on that. So their escape is that they want to escape that, but then they want to arrive to higher net revenues in their company. So you want to be really clear on what problem do they want solved the most. Okay, y'all, this is some powerful coaching. I hope that you guys are really picking up what I'm putting out, because when you can truly understand this, then you'll start taking things to the next level. Another thing you can ask yourself is, what attributes do they need to have to get their problem solved? So when we think about this, like what are some of the things, like what are some of the characteristics? So if you only got paid after the client got results, what characteristics would they have to have in order for you to take them on? What would be some matching mindsets that they would need to have? Just different things like that. The key here is to really get to know your customer at a deep level, because when you can truly understand your customer at a deep level and you start to attract the one, it essentially leads you to the many. So that's your next thing in order that you will need to do to go from create a low stress business with high profits. These are things that I wish they would have told me, because let me tell you, it informs your messaging. It informs when you are so crystal clear on that one, your messaging becomes so crystal clear. When you're so crystal clear on your best profit opportunity, then you can really nail the target and have that shotgun mentality and truly hit the bull's eye of meeting your ideal client at the point of their need. So the third thing you want to ask yourself, and that I wish that my coaches would have shared with me, is what is my best marketing opportunities? And so when we think about what are your best marketing opportunities, you want to think of this as kind of like, what is the best marketing process that's going to deliver some predictable outcomes to really help you in taking things to the next level, okay? And so when we think about that, I want you to really think about, like, what are you doing to attract the customer? What are you doing to nurture the customer? And what are you doing to close that customer? Okay? So to attract them, this is like the problem isn't solved, right? And so this is where they got that pent up energy, like you figured out who they are and their persona and the things that's keeping them out at night. So now you got to figure out what is going to be the thing that's going to attract them. Maybe it's that you need to publish content that consistently speaks their language and specifically to their need. And then you nurture them by going ahead and you're building goodwill, and you are continually just building that relationship. Nurturing may be that you schedule it may be a coffee chat, or it may be a freebie or something like that. There's so many things that you can do, but every business is different. And so to make that determination, again, you are a unique enterprise, and so you got to figure out what that looks like. But that's why it's so important to partner with another thought leader who can help you in figuring out what does that system looks like. What is your best sales process? This is essentially what we're doing. What is your best sales process? And then and then the last part is then just making the close. So getting into the close is making your offer, okay? So and inviting them into an opportunity to work with you. Now listen, again, that sounds easy, right? It is when you have a system in place, because your sales process needs to be mapped out into a system that's going to create leverage. So even though I just said three different things in this, those three different things have different depth into it according to your unique business model. And so the goal would be to create assets based on where you are in your current business growth goals and where you're trying to go, right? And so then we'll be like, okay, well, here's where you've been, here's where you're trying to go, and then here are some gaps and opportunities for you to help you to create more leverage in your business. And you get to ask yourself, what does that look like, okay? And so the next thing is then the fourth thing that you get to ask yourself, that I wish, doggone it, my coaches would have shared with me, is what is your best process, okay? So what a process is this is your it's a sales process, and I want you to think about this as your core process, because we may have many processes, but what is your core process? And so basically, A core process is a sales process that gives you a dependable and consistent result. Let me say that again. It gives you a dependable and consistent result. So this could be anything like you doing a product launch, a book funnel, a seminar pitch, a webinar, whatever it is that it's giving you dependable and consistent results. Now, if you've been in business for any period of time, you may have tried on many different processes and you've tried on different things, but chances are one or two of them are outperforming the others. And so really figuring out what is that best process, because when you can really go deep on the core process that's working the best, then you're more likely to scale quicker, and you're more likely to have to, well, it's not even more likely, that's where you're going to get that predictable and dependable income coming in without you having to go out and launch more and do more. We get to go and look and say, okay, what's been working, like, and really figuring out what is my best process, and then again putting some assets in place that's going to help you to scale your business into the next level. So the your best process, we call that thing the thing that works the best, that becomes your best process. So after we identify it, now apply it to your best buyers, to sell it to your best focus. So the very last thing that I wish that my coaches would have shared with me is how to apply all these things to my best focus, to create my best focus. And let me tell you, you guys, your best focus is going to be the biggest thing that's going to propel you into that next level of growth and amplification, leverage, and to scale your business. Many of us are caught up in hustle because we have not figured out what our best focus is. We're focused on too many things at the same time, and we're really not going deep enough to draw the water, or to draw the oil out of the well. We got to dig deep enough for it to come up, and many of us are not digging deep enough with our process and really getting to understand who our best profit, where our best profits are, who's our best buyer, what's our best marketing, what's our best process, and then, which again leads to our last one, which is our best focus. Now, your best focus is a deliverable that is high net profit, it's energizing, it's easy to sell, easy to deliver, and it is sustainable. Oh, breathe. Take that in. My goodness. You say, what? Let me read those again to you, because I'm coming from my notes. Your best focus, it's a deliverable that is high net profit. So you mean I get to make money. Not only do I get to have revenue, my best focus is not just me bringing in money, but it's how much money I keep. Go figure. That is amazing. I'm not being facetious, y'all. Listen, the thing about it, I had to take a pause and breathe that in, because I was in so much hustle, and because of just all the things that the traditional strategies just taught me to do. And so I'm just all over the place, right? And there's revenue, but how much profit? So best focus says, what is a deliverable that is high net profit? It's energizing. So that means it gives you energy. You actually enjoy doing it. It's not just a mundane type thing that it's like, oh Lord, here we go again. It's like, okay, like I really love the impact that this makes on my clients. And so it's also easy to sell. You mean sales can be easy? There's a way that I can make sales easy? Yeah. When you can really truly understand what's your best sales process, what's your best process that's going to get it, when you've done the work to know your best marketing, your best buyer, and your best profits. Yeah, it really can be easy. It's easy to deliver. So you mean I don't gotta get on the TikTok and twerk to make $1. I'm just saying, you guys, I see all kind of stuff, and that's just not what I'm doing. And I'm not down to nobody who do it, because everybody have their brand style that works for them. But some of us are not wired for it. And I remember that they were like, yeah, get on, do all these things on social media to please the algorithms. I'm not doing that. I don't have to do that, because there's a better way that I can have those results without having to do all that stuff and really, have that low stress and high profits. And you guys, the last thing to knowing on our best focus is that it's sustainable. You mean to tell me that it is sustainable? So that means that it has some longevity to it. That means, regardless of the seasons, that it's like a well-oiled machine. It just keeps on producing and pumping oil out for me. Ugh, just the sound of that is amazing. And so when you part of your best focus is it's concentrating your efforts on your most profitable product or service, the buyer that energizes you and just gets it, you guys, and it's using the best marketing methods and a proven process from which you get to stay focused. Oh my gosh. These are the 5 things that I wish that my coaches would have shared with me. Because if they would have shared these things with me, then I wouldn't have been squirreling around. And I'm about to use both of these. Squirreling around like a monkey. How do you do both of them? I don't know. But I felt like that's what was happening. I was squirreling like a monkey. And both are pretty doggone busy. I literally saw a squirrel in my tree earlier today, and like I was sitting on the couch and just doing work, and there's a tree right in front of my window, and literally all day he played and was just going. And that sometimes we can feel like that, but we're not. That squirrel is pretty much wired to just kind of just enjoy and just be playing around and just doing all the things. We're not wired to be necessarily like, unless we feel like we're at play. And you'll feel like you're at play when you're doing the right things in the right orders, as I suggested. It's going to feel low stress and high, and still yield those high profits. But we're not wired to be doing all the things all the time, and really not seeing those results. That's what really leads to stress and burnout. And then your business end up plateauing, and then you're like at the end of the year, like, well, how did I just repeat the exact same year over and over and over, despite making all the right investments, despite putting in the work, working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, taking time away from my family, doing all the strategies that's been suggested. You guys, I just want to tell you that if you can scale back and really get the right systems and processes in place, you will see results quicker in your business when you can do the right things in the right order, and you can learn how to use what's in your hand effectively, and you can learn how to build assets that's going to create leverage in your business. Then you're able to scale into the next level without all the stress and the hustle and the bustle. So I pray that this episode has been a blessing to you. And again, if you need a growth consultant to come alongside of you in this time and in this season, schedule a call and let's see if it's a fit to work together. One thing I'll tell you about me and my team: if we can help you, we will tell you that we can help you. But if we can't help you, I promise you we will tell you we cannot help you. And we will just make a genuine referral to someone that we know that may be able to help you. We're not about that manipulation game or anything like that, because ultimately we really do want to see entrepreneurs to level up into their next level of success, and those women operating kingdom enterprise to level up into their kingdom authority. And even our kingdom guys, we work with some amazing couples as well. And if you are a guy and you're not necessarily like in a partnership with your spouse, you just let's talk and we'll see if it's a fit to work together or not. Our main audience is those women operating kingdom enterprises. But if this is provoking you and you're like, you know what, let me just see, then let's talk. Okay, it's a complimentary call. We will have to answer a few questions, and then from there we will take it from there. And then you also get a a one-page growth strategy review sheet that you get to look at and see, like, what are your gaps and what are your opportunities and different things like that. So again, Happy New Year. I look forward to walking this new year out with you guys and helping you to get some amazing results. Until next episode, continue to stay blessed by the best.
Did that episode feel juicy or what? If so, please do me a favor and take 30 seconds to write a review. Your review helps us to spread the mission of creating generational wealth around the world. And if you tag me on IG stories, I'll be sure to reshare the love. And don't forget to join our Kingdom Collaborators Network, where we're coming together to intentionally collaborate to grow our business. Until next time, remember, for with Christ, nothing is impossible.